Well guys, this is it, my penultimate video of my trip out here to Turkey to get my new teeth. I actually got them put in last night and I'm going to show you the results. But first, I want you all to watch this because I know a lot of people have known me for a long time, some people are new to my channel, and I don't want you to all just leave when this series is over because there's more to me than just teeth and hair, as you'll see. You know, I was so ashamed when I was young. I was ashamed of the fact that I was a mistake, the result of a one-night stand. I was ashamed of the fact that I was half Pakistani, which is why I lied to everyone asked about my ethnicity until my 30s. Only a few years ago, I would tell people I was half Indian. I would say to people, I don't know my dad, but he's Indian. I knew full well that he was Pakistani, but I think just because I'd been so badly bullied verbally and physically throughout my teens, especially my school life, I attended 4 different secondary schools. Obviously that association, you know, is very powerful. So when anyone would ask, oh, you've got a good look, Gareth, you look, you know, you look like you're kind of, you know, Spanish or Italian or something, and I would be like, I couldn't go that far, but I thought, you know, I can get away with Indian. So that's what I used to say, because there was no sort of stigma attached to, you know, I mean, being half Indian. And in my mind, I suppose, because if I said to people, oh, my father, I don't know him, but he's Pakistani, you know, maybe there was a part of me in my subconscious that was scared that I would be attacked for that. You know, the way we're treated when we're young, our experiences when we're young, they become very deep-rooted. They become etched into our subconscious mind. And, you know, they might even lay dormant, but there are triggers. It's very powerful. I was ashamed of the fact that I had very bad teeth. I had 3 teeth extracted, and I had a broken tooth there. All my other teeth were brittle. If I look back through all of my pictures, and there aren't many when I was young, I smile like this. When I was 16, my dentist had some compassion and took pity on me, I guess. She knew I wanted to be an actor. I was going to acting classes at the time, the Actors Workshop in Halifax, which was, I think it's still going, but it was a place of refuge really for me and people like me, you know, who needed an escape, you know, people that came from, you know, disadvantaged backgrounds, dysfunctional families, vulnerable people really. So I managed to get into these classes to the top of a very long waiting list after the death of my grandparents. You know, they died 5 days apart, and I lived with them. So I remember going to these acting classes and just making my first friends, you know, first group of friends, because people, well, they were like me, you know, and I really got into my acting. And I swear what I'm going to tell you is true. We were doing the Merchant of Venice, and I was playing the Prince of Morocco. Now bear in mind, this was 1996, 1997 time, 97. And my dentist had said, we're going to get your teeth done for you. So she's got me in, and she's filed all my teeth down. And she's put on these temporaries, but they weren't like this. This is like a plastic gum shield. It's one piece, right? It's not going to come out. Shame there, right? But she put on these plastic teeth, and they were all very ill-fitting. It was a real sort of bodge job sort of thing. You know, they're only for a week or something, but she's put them all on like this. You know, a bit of chewing gum in them or whatever she does. I mean, it might as well have been because they kept coming out. Anyway, she's put them all in. And I've turned up for the first night of the performance. And I never used to open my mouth, right? But for some reason, I think because they were sticking out too far anyway, I couldn't really keep my mouth shut. They'd stick out of here, right, on the bottom like Bugs Bunny or something. They were just, you know, proper bright white pieces of plastic as well, yeah? And one of the guys said to me, one of the lads about a year or two younger than me, he said, Gareth, you look different. He said, You had your like teeth whitened or something. But at the time it was, you know, you didn't talk about it. It was very, well, I didn't. I was very ashamed of my teeth. So I decided I wasn't going to tell anyone about this work. I was just going to get it done. And he said to me, have you had your teeth whitened? I said, no. I said, it's because of the part I'm playing, you know, because I was the Prince of Morocco. I said, it's because when I'm blacked up, you know, because we got blacked up back then, right? I said, when I'm blacked up, I said, it just made my teeth look whiter. That's what I said. And then he said to me, but you haven't been blacked up yet. It makes me go red when I think about it. I do feel a little bit of embarrassment, but I don't mind it. I used to suffer from chronic embarrassment when I was a teenager. Now I can laugh about embarrassment. I think it's funny. Changed my relationship with embarrassment, you know. When I was embarrassed when I was young, I used to want the ground to open up and swallow me up. It was horrible. I used to sweat, get really, really hot face, feel it coming up, and then just have this hot flush. And it was happening all the time, these hot flushes and stuff. It was just awful. And it was all obviously, you know, all up here. So yeah, I mean, that was a very long-winded way of saying that I'm a very different person to the one that was brought into this world and the one that was brought up in this world. And if I can come from where I've come from, having experienced what I've experienced, then you can too. I mean, I know in my last video it looked like I probably should have had some help, but that was very short-lived. That pain and discomfort was very short-lived. Come 3 a.m, I was sleeping like a baby that's not in my family, one that sleeps well. I mean, look at that. The reason I wanted to be an impressionist or an actor, it was an escape from being me. It's true. I felt confident doing impressions because I was being somebody else. I felt confident when I was acting because I was being somebody else. It was me that I struggled with. It was me. But now I feel good being me. I know I came out here to get my teeth done, so I can smile from that angle. You don't see the metal on the back of the teeth, but I feel good. I feel comfortable being me, you know. I don't want to be anybody else. I don't want anybody else's life. I don't really want for anything other than to help people who are not going through the best time, people who are deserving of happiness and love and a feeling of self-worth. I want to help those people as I wanted that help when I was young. And I used to go to sleep listening to Paul McKenna, a cassette tape of Paul McKenna. I told him this when I met him when we became friends a year and a half ago. I went to see him on tour with his Instant Confidence seminar that he did at the Corn Exchange in Exeter. And afterwards I met him and I told him the story about how I used to listen to his tape, How to Be Confident, when I was young. Through my teens I would listen to it every night, and every time it would run out, the tape, I would have to turn it over physically and then put it back in play side B, play side A, slide B. That's what I did. I said, for as long as I can remember when I was a teenager. I said, and that just came back to me. I said, but the crazy thing is, one thing that he does, he says about confidence, about how you sort of can fake confidence until you become confident. Like, you know that saying, sort of fake it till you make it, right? So he said, imagine someone who is confident, he said. Imagine on a screen now. I use Sean Connery as an example. I swear it's because he can do an impression of Sean Connery and he wanted to do that. He said, I imagine him, he's very suave, he's sophisticated, he's charming, he's confident. You imagine watching him, he said. And then I step into the screen and I step into his shoes, and then he started to do a Sean Connery impression. Yes, Miss Moneypenny, right? And he did all that. He said, so just imagine someone who you admire, who you think is super confident, who you want to be. Imagine him in front of you. Imagine them, see them getting brighter and bigger, and then step into their shoes and feel what it feels like to be them, and look around you and see how people are reacting to you, and And it's funny because all the while when he was saying this, I was racking my brains trying to think of someone, and all I could see was myself. But it was me on stage, and I thought, that's who I want to be. And that is me, because on stage, I am me. And I got back and I told Alice about that. I said, he was saying, think of anyone who's really confident who you would like to be, if you could be anyone. And I said to Alice, I just saw me, and I think that says a lot. And she says, yeah. He says, you're an arrogant bastard. That's what she said to me. But I think it's very powerful. To have that realization is very, very powerful, because it enables me to be happy for other people, genuinely happy for my friends when they succeed. And I've got a lot of successful friends, right? And I am able to fully enjoy their success without feeling any sense of resentment or bitterness, without coveting their lifestyle, because I'm happy with my lifestyle, with all that I have, despite what I've been through, the terrible time I've been through, which was actually an awakening for me and something I feel like I needed to do, like a caterpillar going into a cocoon almost before emerging as a butterfly with awesome hair. I just feel like I have so many reasons to be happy and grateful, so many reasons to smile. Just now my smile's going to be a lot brighter. Thanks for being here.